Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, subscribe to be notified as soon as I upload a new solved past paper video with simplified explanations. Don't forget to like and comment. I'll be glad to answer any doubts. Today we'll be discussing Cambridge IGCSE 0610 Paper 4, Variant 2, from October-November 2022 session. I will be explaining the answers in order to clarify the question and not just answer from the mark scheme. Let's get started. Figure 5.1 shows McKinley's cuckoo dove, Macropia McKinley, which is found on most of the islands in the southwest of the Pacific Ocean. Carker Island is one island where McKinley's cuckoo dove is found. This species is part of many communities that are adapted to the different habitats on the island. Define the term community. The term community can be defined as all of the populations of different species in an ecosystem. This is an important definition, and I suggest you memorize it for your examination. Alright, so complete the passage with the most appropriate word or phrase. Adaptation is sometimes defined as the process resulting from natural selection, by which populations become more suited to their environment over many generations. The highest point on Carker Island is 1,800 meters above sea level. In 1969, a researcher surveyed the bird species on Carker Island. He recorded the vertical distribution of the birds between sea level and 1,600 meters. In 2013, other researchers repeated the survey. Figure 5.2 shows the ranges of 4 species as recorded in the two surveys. The vertical lines represent the range of heights where the birds were seen on the island. Let's take a look at Figure 5.2. Okay, compare the range in 1969 with the range in 2013 for each of the bird species shown in Figure 5.2. A. Meyer's goshawk, range extends downwards or to lower altitude. B. McKinley's cuckoo dove, range extends upwards or to higher altitude. C. Island thrush, range does not extend downwards as much. D. Island leaf warbler, no or little change in range. Using the information in Figure 5.2, suggest reasons for the change in the range of the island thrush C on Carker Island. A decrease in the population of the island thrush could be a significant factor. This could result from various threats such as predation, competition, habitat loss, or other ecological imbalances. Increased competition between species, especially at higher altitudes, may limit the island thrush's ability to maintain or expand its range. If the population of McKinley's cuckoo dove has increased or its range has extended, it may lead to increased competition with the island thrush, particularly if they share similar ecological niches or habitat preferences. Competition with other bird species for critical activities like breeding or nesting sites, particularly at higher altitudes, could contribute to the change in the island thrush's range. Human-induced factors such as habitat loss, deforestation, increased human activity, or tourism can impact the availability of suitable habitats for the island thrush. Loss of natural habitats may force the bird to retreat from certain areas. The spread of diseases among the island thrush population could be a factor influencing their range. Disease outbreaks can lead to population declines and affect the overall distribution of the species. Increased predation on the island thrush, possibly by introduced predators or other species, could contribute to a reduction in its population and change in range. Loss of food source is another factor that causes change in range. Climate change may alter the distribution of species by affecting temperature, precipitation patterns, and vegetation. Changes in climate conditions or even greenhouse effect can impact the island thrush's habitat and resources. If there is an increase in hunting activities at lower altitudes, it could contribute to a decline in the island thrush population, especially if hunting occurs in their preferred habitats. Pollution at lower altitudes, such as air or water pollution, could negatively impact the island thrush population and influence its distribution. The introduction of new species, whether intentionally or accidentally, can disrupt the ecological balance and lead to increased competition, predation, or changes in habitat dynamics for the island thrush. Any 3 of these points would be enough to score you 3 marks. However, I have provided all possible answers and explanations so you can comprehend all possible perspectives. Small oceanic islands are often inhabited by species of birds that are found nowhere else. Many of these species have decreasing populations and are often endangered. Explain the risks to these species of birds that have decreasing populations. As populations decrease, finding a suitable mate becomes more challenging. With small populations, there is an increased likelihood of mating between closely related individuals, leading to inbreeding. Inbreeding can result in the expression of harmful recessive alleles and an overall decrease in genetic diversity. Inbreeding and reduced genetic diversity often lead to decreased fitness in offspring. Individuals with compromised genetic health may exhibit lower reproductive success, lower survival rates, and overall reduced physical condition. Small populations are more susceptible to the loss of genetic variation over time. This can lead to a reduction in the number of alleles within the gene pool, limiting the species' ability to adapt to changing environmental conditions. With reduced genetic diversity, there is an increased risk of genetic diseases becoming prevalent in the population. The expression of deleterious alleles becomes more likely, leading to a higher incidence of genetic disorders. Small populations are more susceptible to disease outbreaks as pathogens or infectious agents can spread more rapidly in closely packed communities. Diseases can have devastating effects on bird populations with decreasing numbers. Limited genetic diversity hampers the species' ability to adapt to environmental changes, whether natural or anthropogenic. This inability to adapt makes these bird populations more vulnerable to shifts in habitat, climate, or other ecological factors. The combination of all these factors puts bird species with decreasing populations at an increased risk of extinction. Small populations are more susceptible to stochastic events and less resilient to environmental challenges. Small populations are more vulnerable to natural catastrophes such as hurricanes, volcanic eruptions, or tsunamis. Additionally, the introduction of invasive species, whether predators, competitors, or diseases, can further threaten these already fragile populations. The rarity of these species, often confined to small islands, makes them targets for illegal activities such as egg stealing or poaching. Human activities can exacerbate the challenges faced by these populations, pushing them closer to extinction. Any 3 of these points would be enough to score you 3 marks. However, I have provided all possible answers and explanations so you can comprehend all possible perspectives. Alright, so here we reach the conclusion of this video. I will be posting the next part shortly. You can visit the entire playlist, and if you have trouble with selective questions, you can watch accordingly. I try to provide detailed but easy to understand explanations so that everyone can follow along and understand the concepts. Thank you for watching. Please like if you found the video helpful and subscribe for more.